Okay, so what I usually start with is concealer. I don't know if you want to do the whole face, but I start with concealer and I use the Born This Way concealer. If you want to get this yourself, you probably should get somebody to match you at like Sephora. But I take it and I go where my dark circles usually are and where I have like acne, of course. But I take it all over where I see it. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're blending it out, so it doesn't matter where the placement is or anything. Just like that. And then upper back, I have to go wet a sponge. You get your sponge just like a little damp. I get one that's from Wet n Wild, and then it like supposed to double in size and be really fluffy, and so you just blend it out like this. It takes a minute, and like I don't know how to edit, so you can like skip ahead if you don't care to see this part or anything. But yeah, you just blend it like this, like you kind of drag at the same time as like going up and down. You drag it to where you want it, just lightly. And I put on my eyelids so that like I have a base to put eyeshadow on top of. You just keep blending it and stuff. You don't put it on your lips unless you're gonna wear lipstick. It doesn't really matter, but I don't wear lipstick and so I don't put it on my lips. But yeah, you just keep blending until it looks like an even base. Like you can see, it looks, you don't see any patches. If you do, you just keep blending it over to that patch. If you miss a spot, just keep going. And if you need to add like another layer, I mean, I only use concealer, so and then I am running out of powder, but you should use a powder. A good one is a Fit Me powder foundation, but I have some Kat Von D powder that I'm using right now. That's enough for now. I dropped it. But you just put it on top, blend it so it makes your concealer stay on all day and it doesn't look oily. Like right now you see it's really shiny. Just dab it on top, and so it sets it. I'm running really low on powder. Yeah, you just put it on top. I don't like to put anything on my nose really because I get really bad blackheads. But you can put concealer on your nose if you're not worried about it. I just feel like I don't need to put anything on my nose. You just keep going, you do your forehead. And it's important not to like cake it on because, especially for me and you, I feel like we don't want to look like we're wearing a whole mask or feel like we're wearing a whole mask all the time. But and then I don't use contour because I don't feel like I need contour. But you can buy contour and just do the same thing that you do with bronzer. But I look where my cheekbones are right here, and then I just go under them, and you can see I just put some down, and it just adds a little bit of like color to your face. Because when you put all that concealer on, you tend to look like a ghost. And so I just put some of this on, like this. Just like a back and forth motion of the direction you want it to go. It's like this. It's gonna look weird for now, but like I keep blending it and stuff and it will look fine. I'm not professional at like face, but I do what I can so I don't look awful. See, it doesn't look that bad. And then at this point too, if you have any highlighter, I use like this Too Faced highlighter that's like really pink. It looks like that, but it's falling out of the pan, so I can't like show you, but I just like, I use my finger because why not? And I put it on my cheek so it's a little like highlighted. I tend to not even notice it throughout the day, but I just add it anyways because it looks cute from some angles. I put it on the tip of my nose and on the cupid's bow of my lips. Yep, you can put some more on if you don't like it, like there. Okay. The next step I do is I take a fluffy brush like this one, so it's like very fluffy. It's got some product on it, but what I usually do to get product out is take a makeup wipe and make sure it's damp and just like rub it on that lightly, and it will get most of the product out. That's what I do for that. And I take my palette, and right now I have this new one and it has all these colors, and so you can see it looks different on camera, but I take this brown right here and I'll probably use that as my crease color because it's a good transition from my natural skin to like a darker shade. So I'll take that, I'll take it right here and just start like going in little circles to blend this out. And I don't recommend like pulling at your skin, but sometimes I need to lift my eye to be able to get in and blend it. And just make sure it goes all the way from here and then blend it into this area. So you keep going like this, little circles and back and forth motions like this, like back and forth. And you can be really light with it. You don't need to be very firm. Any pulling on your skin can like cause wrinkles later in life, so I don't really want those. But yeah, you just keep going with this color, and you can see it's blending into my natural skin color. And the lighter you do it, the lighter it'll blend. So you just keep going. You can see I'm not pushing very hard, but it's doing something. You see right there? I'm just gonna do one eye because you can just duplicate the same thing on the other eye. You know, just do the same thing. But what I like to do is pink colors. I don't know what your preference is, but you basically work from the lightest color to dark on the outer side. So like, for a good way to be is if your eyes are like farther apart, you want to make them look closer, just so you don't have like that look of like your eyes being really far apart. And if your eyes are like really close to the center of your nose or anything, then you want to put like your darker color on the inside. So just like think about your face, and if you want your eyes to look like closer together, you put darker on the outside. If you want them to look further apart, you put them on the inside, the darker color. So I'm gonna do darker on the outside because I want my eyes to look closer together. And so I'm gonna take this hot pink color because I like doing pink looks, and I'll take that right under that brown color and I'll just start blending it in. And it's not gonna look like the same in the pan because I'm putting on top of a brown, and so it's just gonna look like a darker pink, maybe brown mixed together. But you can see, like, for this part I like to pull to see, and so it blends like flat, but going back and forth, blending it up to this part, but we're not gonna go all the way because I'm gonna be putting a shimmery color on this side. But the pink right here, and I blend it into that brown, add a little bit more and go back down here and then add more to the top up here. And you just keep going. And you blend it over here a little lightly so it doesn't look like crazy. But yeah, and you see, like, it's very blended. It doesn't look very like crazy. I don't really like super crazy colors. But yeah, now add a little bit more. Okay, and so I'm pretty pleased with that. I might blend it out a little more because it's really dark. So after using that brush, I'm gonna take let's see, another fluffy brush. So this one's a little bit more fluffy, just because I don't want to add too much color to the inner part, because I am fine with the pink of my eyelid for a lot of it. But I'm gonna take this pink right here. It's like a light pink, so I use that dark one, I'm using the light one, and I'm gonna take that and put it onto my rest of my eyelid. So nothing really precise, I just kind of just plop it on and blend it into the crease. But you can see it's adding pink, so it's got a little pink there. It's like a light pink. And I'm taking it and just keep blending it into that dark pink. And that's where you might need to add more, because that top pink color is going to go into that dark, and it's going to just take away how dark it is. So it's fine for me, because that's what I want. But if you don't want that, then you can go back on top of this and add the darker pink again. I take that and I go up here and blend lightly up there. And you might not even see that brown color anymore, but it was just mainly there to transition to my normal skin tone. So you see it's all blended. And then I have a shimmery color that I like to use when I use pink. It's right there, and it's like a pink shimmery color. But I use a flat brush, and so the flat brush looks like this. It's really flat. It doesn't have a whole lot going on, but I kind of wet it. I can use, well, you can use like a little drop of water, or I sometimes use like my spit, just because it's my eye, so it's not a big deal. But then I just wet it a little bit on the top, and I go into that shimmery color, and at first I pack it on, so I go like, I tap onto my eyelid like this, I go and I tap, so you can see it getting transitioned on there, and I just tap into it, get some more, and I kind of just like blend it in a little bit by going back and forth. And there you can kind of see, it's not really showing on camera, but there's some shine on there. And you can do this with like neutral colors. It'll be the same thing, but it will look more natural. I'm using pink just as an example, but you can use browns that would match your skin tone more, like way more, and it would just look more natural. But I took that, so like, you can't see very well, but that's what that looks. I think I'm gonna add more of that dark pink, because I just want to see that a little bit more, and so I'm gonna add it back in, trying to stay away from the shimmer part, because I just added that and we don't want to cover it. And it's there, so it's back in there. It looks a lot better to me anyway. Okay, and so I don't really like adding eyeliner to the bottom of my eyelashes. I just do shadow, and so I use a smaller pointed brush, and so it's really firm. It doesn't like move a whole lot, but it's firmer, and I can use that for the under part of my eye. And so I'm gonna take that dark color, that dark pink, and I'm gonna go on to my bottom eye line. So it's just a little pink, just so your bottom eyelid just like looks like it's nothing's going on. And so I just keep going, and you might need to pull down to be able to get into your eyelid better, but you want to be kind of gentle because it's way more sensitive. But you just keep going back and forth, making sure like darker and then lighter. So we're gonna keep going darker, and then we're gonna take that lighter color and go into that middle part. So it's blending. So you gotta be gentle. You poke your eye really easily. And so that's what that looks like. And then I have a highlight color I like to use that's in a different palette, but I've used it so much you can see it's almost gone. But I like to use this one almost all the time. And I take my finger and I just like put it in the middle and then blend it with my finger up to the shimmer. So it looks like this. I don't know if you could see anything that's going on, but I'm sorry. But yeah, that's one eye. And then if I don't know if you want to use eyeliner or not. If you choose not to, then you could just use mascara. I just kind of like use an eyelash curler, and it looks like a torture device, but it works really well to be able to, you know, make it look like your eyelashes aren't sticking straight out. Mine tend to do that when I'm not wearing any makeup. And so I take this and I curl if I don't want to wear eyeliner, but I usually wear eyeliner. It just is kind of a skill that you have to build up to. I'll show you if you want to know how to do your eyeliner. We got time. So I use Kat Von D tattoo liner. I think it works really well, and it's like easier to applicator. So it's kind of like this, and it's like a paintbrush kind of, and so you like, it's a paintbrush, and so it's like angled a little. So I shake it, not shank it, and I take this, and I'm gonna have to look into the mirror, so I don't know if you can see, but I pull so my eye is flat, and I apply close to my eyelid or my eyelash line like this. And I just am very gentle, go slow since you're new to it, like that. And I went all the way to the outer side, and then I try and fill it in a little bit better, going steady like that. You shake it a little more. You can already see kind of what the difference it makes. It just makes your eyes pop a little bit better. I'm gonna probably add a wing, but you can go even this far, and it just helps a little bit more to lift your eyes a little bit. And then I take this and I wing it out. And I fill it in a little. So you can see there's a little wing there. It's not like super good, but I go back, and if I need to redo it, I just take a makeup wipe and take it off. But that went pretty well. And so that's on there. So that's pretty much one eye almost done. I also take that highlight color that I told you before, and I put it on top of my eyebrow, just so it gives like a little bit of an eyebrow lift, I guess. I don't know the makeup terms, but that's what I do there. So it's a little bit, a whole bunch of shine going on, which you don't have to do. It's like an option. And I take my eyelash curler and I curl, and it feels weird, but you go all the way to the roots, you can see, and you squeeze and go all the way up like that. And so you can already see, you can see them way better. And I take my CoverGirl mascara. Not all my products are like expensive, but the ones that are expensive, I make sure they last and are worth it. But I take this mascara and I just go and I blink as I'm applying. And if you get some that falls, then you gotta make sure you get it off. So, and you can like go back and forth so you can get in between. but trying to go all the way to the root without touching your eye, it takes practice. Like, you will poke your eye, probably. I have plenty of times, and it just, like, it happens, but it's a learning process. Yeah, you keep blinking and putting it on. I don't use fake lashes, and so this is all I rely on. Yeah, and I go all the way and I get these outer eyeshadow, or outer lashes. Okay, and you can see that makes a big difference. And then I go back in and I'm gonna get my bottom lashes. And I make weird faces during this, so. So, there's a little something. So, that's pretty much it. And I let it dry. You gotta make sure you don't blink hard while it's drying. But it should take like maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10. And then it will dry pretty quickly. But that's one eye done. And I'm gonna do my other eye. I just wanted to do one because I didn't want you to wait to see me do both. But you can see the difference of what it looks like. Let me think. Anything else that I need to say? If you use lipstick, I don't wear it often, but it's a learning process. And if you want to learn how to put lipstick on, I can show you that too. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions, you can just ask me. But I just wanted to film this for you so you finally get to use your eyeshadow palette. Sorry if you can see my double chin or anything, but I'm not a professional. Okay. Thank you. See ya.